Hey, welcome to the lesson. So today we're going to be looking at adding like terms. Adding like terms. Alright, now this is one of the most important things when you're dealing with algebra. You cannot do any algebra if you don't know how to handle this one. So, let's take a look. The notes are down below, but let's just go through them, okay? So, very first, e.g. 3x plus 5x. Okay, so I always like to tell myself a little story with this, right? And my story would be 3 xylophones plus 5 xylophones. Well, if I've got 3 xylophones, 1, 2, 3, and I've got 5 xylophones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many I got together? Well, I've got, put them in a pile, 8 xylophones. Okay, now, that's the story. If you want to be a little bit more pedantic, we can write them out. Okay, so 3x, well, I've got 1, I've got another 1, I got another 1, there's 3 of them, okay? Plus 5x, well, I've got 1, another, that's 3, there's 4, there's 5. How many x's have I got all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 x's. Okay. So when we did this, we saw, okay, well, this makes logical sense. Now, I don't want to have to work, if I had like 240 x's plus 200 x's, I don't want to have to write it out 440 times. That's just mad. Okay. So what we say is the shortcut is we add the number part, keep the letter part the same. Right. This works for addition, it works for subtraction as well. When you start to get really into it, addition and subtraction are actually the same thing when you think about it from a negative point of view. But I don't want to confuse the matter too much. We might get into that a little bit later. Let's take a look at some subtraction. 7a minus 2a. 7a minus 2a. Well, 7 apples. Take away 2 apples. How many you got? 5 apples. You got 5 apples. If I remove 2 from the 7, you got 5 apples. I don't care how you remove them. Maybe you break them up, you put them in a pie, maybe you eat them. I don't care. You just took them away, you got 5 left over. Alright. How about this? 3r plus 4t. 3r plus 4t. Now, stop. Hammer time. I couldn't resist that. Okay, 3r plus 4t. No, I can't. These two cannot go together. Put it into a story. 3 rabbits plus 4 tortoises. Alright? You cannot put a rabbit and a tortoise together. You put a rabbit and a tortoise together, what happens? Well, either if you squash the rabbit into the tortoise, there's not enough space inside a shell, one of them will die. Okay? That's gruesome. But if you can do it, you need to go on to Britain's Got Talent, or Australia's Got Talent, or Simon's Got Talent. These two cannot go together. Alright, they're two separate things. Okay? This is a trick question. It's 3r plus 4t. Okay? It is not, and this is a common mistake I see people do, 7rt. No, N-O-E, no. It's not that. Okay? The number part is part of the name, okay? It's part of the thing. This is 3r. It's not 3 and r, it's 3 r's plus 4 t. 3 rabbits, 4 tortoises. What have you got? You've got a menagerie of animals, but you still have 3 rabbits and 4 tortoises. You don't all of a sudden have 7 rabbit tortoise. Okay? Okay, next one. How about this one? 3 plus 5e minus 1 plus 4e. Okay, so, color, boom. E.g. 3 plus 5e minus 1 plus 4e. Alright? Now, this is a common thing as well, where people try to put algebraic expressions with numbers. They don't go together. This is the number 3 plus 5e. 5 elephants. Okay? Minus the number 1 plus 4 elephants. Okay? So, looking at the numbers, 3 minus 1, just putting those two together, 3 minus 1 is 2. Right? Okay, hopefully you can still do that. Right, 3 minus 1 is 2. Now, looking at my pachyderms, 5e plus 4e, well, 5 plus 4, how many elephants have I got altogether? 9 elephants. I've got a whole herd of elephants. 9e. 2, the number 2 plus 9e. These cannot go together, alright? It's the number 2 and 9 elephants, alright? It's not all of a sudden, the number 2 doesn't all of a sudden give me an extra 2 elephants. It's not 11 elephants, alright? 2 plus 9e, done. Okay, and then slightly more challenging. Let's move on to the next page. Well, next page for me, not necessarily next page for you. There we go. Okay. Slide, done. Okay, next page. 3y plus 6w plus 4y minus w. So, this is the next example. 3y plus 6w minus 4y. Is it minus 4y? No, it's plus 4y. Plus 4y minus w. Every now and again when I look down there, my notes are down there, just so I can stay on track and I don't confuse you. Alright, don't confuse myself as well. Okay, so now, let's look at what goes together. Well, I've got y's, I've got w's, I've got yaks. You know what a yak is? Like a big bison kind of effort from China, right? And walruses, yaks and walruses, okay? So how many yaks have I got? I got 3 and 4. I got altogether, the yak part of my ensemble is 7 yaks. So I've got 7 yaks, and I've got 6 walruses, and I get rid of one of the walruses. Now, this is not politically correct, but however you choose to get rid of your walrus, that's up to you. Alright, sorry, I hope I haven't offended anyone. I really like walruses. 6w minus w, 6w minus w. Well, if I take away one of the walruses, how many have I got left over that's crying about them? There are 5 walruses left over. Plus 5w. That's it. The yaks and the walruses, although they're all upset about one of the walruses leaving, okay, they can't go together. 7y plus 5w. And finally, just a very quick one, e.g. 2f plus f, alright? 2 foxes plus 1 fox. Yeah, well, the sudden get a singular fox. You can put that invisible 1 in there. 2 plus 1 is 3 foxes. Finished. Okay. Now, when you start to get a little bit more advanced with this, when you start getting into year 9, year 10, possibly some extension in year 8, alright, you'll start to look at things like 2x squared plus 3x squared minus x, alright? Very, very quickly. These are not on the notes, but very, very quickly. Those two can go together, but that is not the same. It's talking about almost, you can start to think of this as dimensions when you get really advanced, okay? 2 areas minus a line. So, 2x squared plus 3x squared is 5, what? X squared minus x. They can't go together. Don't be tempted, okay? This is a linear measurement, this is a square measurement. Right. Don't worry about that if that confuses you a little bit, you'll get onto that a little bit later. Alright, so the note is on the blog, the videos, there's more videos underneath. Go crack on. Remember, I'm here for you.